Hello guys, my name is Sarah and welcome back to my channel. Now, before we start, I am so sorry if light is glaring into my glasses as I'm using natural lighting today. Also, we might have a visitor as my cat is currently sleeping on my bed over there. Also, as I said in my last video, we have dogs here, so you might hear them bark. I live with family and the staircase is behind me, so you might hear my mom coming upstairs. Also, my door's open today, so you might hear that as well. So that's just an advance kind of disclaimer and just letting you know. But anyways, today's video is going to be on 20 questions about me. I'm going to answer 20 questions that are just in general about me, and then some are specific towards me. I know I already did technically a video on questions and I was answering them, but I thought I would do another one with a little bit more in-depth questions and answers, but also my answers might change. You never know, right? So you can also watch back on that video. I'll link it in the description down below. But yeah, let's get into the video and answer the questions that I have written on my phone. Alright, you guys, so I have my questions pulled up and let's get started into the video. By the way, I will put the question on the screen down here somewhere so you know what I'm answering, as I know I talk fast and sometimes I can mumble. So hopefully I don't. But anyways, question number 1 is, how would you describe yourself in 3 words? I would describe myself as creative, outgoing, and stubborn. Creative because I always have an eye for something. So if I'm outside and I see a tree falling a certain way or flowers growing and I'm like, oh, dang it, I wish I had my camera with me so I can take a photo. And when I say camera, I mean my actual camera I use for photography, not just my phone. So I always am looking for creative ideas to either take photos of or to draw, etc. Outgoing because I like to talk to people. I do have a social battery, but I definitely do like saying hi to people. But I'm also not afraid to talk to people in general. And stubborn because I like it when everything goes my way. Of course, it's not. All right. So question number 2 is, what is your go-to comfort food? So either when I'm lazy or I'm bored, or maybe not bored, but have nothing to do and I want to eat, or if I'm upset. One of my main ones, and it probably is, and I think everyone in my family would say this, is potatoes. Any way cooking potatoes. So mashed potatoes, or even making French fries in the air fryer or the oven, or making scalloped potatoes in the oven. I don't know, I always like cooking potatoes, and it's definitely one of my comfort foods, for sure. Alright, you guys, question number 3. What is the most random thing that you own that has sentimental value to you? Okay, I know this is gonna be weird, and is very random, but it's definitely this perfume. It's called All in the Stars by Bath and Body Works. I have 3 things of it, okay? But the reason why it has sentimental value to me specifically is because the year before my grandma passed away, she gave me this as a gift set, and it just reminds me of her. It doesn't smell of her, of course, but it just reminds me of her. So that's why it has sentimental value to me. But it is definitely the most random thing I could think of at the moment, and I have so much of it. I don't necessarily use it or spray it, but if I smell it, it just gives me that good core memory, if you know what I mean. All right. Question number 4 is, what's a fun fact about you that most people don't know? So my friends know this, and people on my Snapchat know this. If you want, you can go subscribe to me on Snapchat. I'll put the username here. But for me, I love the cold. I live in Canada, and as of right now, in February, we've gotten 94 centimeters snow, give or take, where I am. And we recently just got 30, 40 centimeters, and it's just something I enjoy. I don't like being warm. I find personally for me, if I'm cold, I'm able to bundle up and become warmer. But if I'm too warm, I can't get cold. And also in the off seasons of not winter, so spring, summer, and fall, I always have some type of allergy, some type of itchy eye going on because when the snow melts, it creates mold and kind of must mildew, so my eyes get itchy then. In the summer, I'm allergic to some type of tree because my eyes are always itchy from like pollen, etc. And then in the fall, when it's hay baling season, those particles are in the air. Even though you can't see them, they go into my eyes, and my eyes itch. So that's just something why I like the cold, but I also just enjoy going skiing. I enjoy winter sports. I also can go outside. Like today, it's -25, and my mom was putting out the garbage, and I had a garbage bag to give to her, and I was outside in like shorts, um, and a jacket. Don't get me wrong, I was in a jacket, but I just like the cold. It wasn't too bad for me, but then yet again, I was only outside for 5 minutes, but like still. All right, you guys. Question number 5 is, if you could master any skill instantly, what would it be? Now, I don't think I'm terrible at this skill personally. I like this skill. I don't like the aftermath of the skill, but I love cooking, and I think cooking would be definitely the skill that I would want to instantly master. Um, when I say aftermath, I mean I don't like cleaning up the kitchen. When I'm done cooking and my meal is so yummy, I don't want to go into the kitchen and clean it. But that's just me. I don't like cleaning in general. But I love cooking, and I would like to learn more about cooking. But I think I'm a pretty good cook. I mean, I cooked a turkey dinner one year for me and my roommates in 2023 by myself. That was really fun, like the whole meal, like the turkey, stuffing, potatoes, vegetables. Uh, and I learned a lot from my mom. So, I don't think I'm terrible at it. But I would like to learn a lot more about cooking and baking, etc. So before I get into question number 6, I'm going to just give you a little background information. So I am diagnosed with ADHD. If you don't know what ADHD means, it means attention deficit hyperactive disorder. And this question has to do with ADHD. That's why I'm kind of giving you that insight. But anyways, question number 6 is, how do you stay organized and focused, especially with ADHD? Now, these are things that I do that help me. Everyone who has ADHD or who is diagnosed with ADHD or even self-diagnosed with ADHD have different mechanisms of how they focus. So my mechanisms of how I focus might not help you. So I'm just putting that out there. For me, I have to be hyper focused to do anything or to complete tasks, especially like when I was in school or if I was in college, when I was in college, I should say. I had to be very hyper focused and locked in to complete anything. So, how I did that was I listened to music, and that helped me focus. But I also put all my devices on do not disturb, so I didn't get notifications. I didn't get my phone lighting up to disturb me, and I think that helped me quite a bit. But of course, as I said, people with ADHD in general have different mechanisms of coping on how to focus. I'm also medicated, so that helps. Um, and people who are medicated or who aren't, some medications help, some don't. There are different medications in general that might help others and might not help me, etc. Vice versa, you know what I mean? Anyways, so that's just how I cope, and that's how I focus. All right, you guys. So question number 7 is, what's one thing people often misunderstand about you? So this is gonna maybe be worded a wee bit weirdly. Um, I can be sweet, I can be nice, and I normally am, especially if it's someone on the street. Like, I'm not rude in that sense. But if you are my friend, and you should know if you're my friend, um, if you ask me like a dumb question, I'm going to give you a dumb response or a dumb answer. And it is what it is. I don't know how else to put it. Um, but I am sweet, I am nice, like, don't get me wrong. But I'm not going to tolerate or put up with um, stupid questions, I guess. Question number 8 is, do you have a favorite childhood memory? So I have many memories that I cherish in my childhood, of course, but one that really stands out to me, one of many, I should say, is going to my grandma's house and like cooking and baking with her, whether it was banana bread so I could lick the spoons with my sister, or baking cookies with her. It definitely was something that came to me right away. And that's one of many favorite childhood memories that I have. All right. Question number 9. I believe I might be getting the numbers mixed up at this point, so I'm sorry in advance. What's your favorite way to spend your free time? So I'm gonna give you 2 answers to this. If I'm tired, so if I'm really exhausted, probably calling my friends or my buddies online and playing games with them. I've recently been playing Overcooked with my best friend, Overcooked 2, sorry, on Steam, and Portal as well, Portal 2, and then we play Putt Putt on Discord. So that's definitely something that I enjoy doing if I'm very tired. If I'm not tired, if it's during the day, it's the weekend or whatever, I enjoy doing my diamond dart, which I'll put a video or probably a photo more likely here of the diamond dart I'm doing right now. And if you don't know what it is, you'll see. Doing my photography and just being outside, either building garden boxes for my mom in the spring and summer, fall, or just shoveling, things like that. Just being outside, enjoying the fresh air is something I definitely enjoy. Question number 10, and hopefully it is number 10. What is a hobby or an activity that you could do for hours without getting bored? Probably doing photography, as there's so much out there that I think I could take a photo of. And as well as editing those photos. I don't know. Whenever I go outside, and I said this prior, I can look at something that might not be like an image to someone who might not have an eye for photography or might not think of it, and I can create an image. And I always am like, I wish I had my camera with me, because I'm always like that, because I don't carry my huge camera with me. But yeah, that's something definitely that I could do for hours on end and not get bored of. All right, question number 11 is, what is your favorite type of photography to do? So for me personally, I love doing wildlife photography, landscapes. I'll put a photo of here if I can find it. It is of a deer, and I took that in 2021, I believe, but it's a deer jumping in midair. I do have it still. I'm just going to have to find it on my hard drive, but this is one of my favorite shots of photography that I've ever done. I also personally love doing street photography. Now, this is a little hard, and it's a topic of subject of permission of people, and normally if there's not 20,000 people in the image, I do take uh, like I ask the person if I can take a photo of them, acceptance or permission. There we go. I love doing street photography because personally for me, I don't like staging people. I don't like telling people how to stand or how they should position, which is photography, of course, modeling and stuff. I like to take photos when they're natural, when people don't know you're taking photos. I think it's very beautiful because people in their natural form, if you really want to put it like that, or just people who don't know, their photos turn out better than if you have to force to smile, or if you, if you're told to do something. I think, personally, in my opinion, I like doing that better. I love looking at photography ideas and inspiration on Pinterest and Google, but something I definitely enjoy is street photography where everything is just happening. You're not asked to smile a certain way or to be sad or etc. so forth. It's just natural. Next question. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? If the world wasn't like it is now, where it's sometimes really unsafe to travel to certain areas in the world, I probably would go to China. Now, because the reason behind this, I should say, is because I'm from China. I am adopted, so I want to go back to see where I came from and where my roots are. But if I could go anywhere, I guess just in general, probably Switzerland. I think that would be really cool to go skiing. And I enjoy skiing, not necessarily for the chocolate, as I am lactose intolerant, but I do like skiing. Or just somewhere where I could adventure outside, be outside in nature. By the way, if my camera's reversing, I am so sorry. My camera is being a bum right now. And I have to see, I guess, when I edit the video. Alright, you guys, so if I look like I moved positions, I had to get up to close the door because I could hear my mom loud and clear. But anyways, also, I do say in the clip that my camera's been flipping me and I'll have to see during editing. I did just watch back a clip and I believe it's not, so fingers crossed it isn't. But anyways, let's go on with this video. What are your top 3 most played video games and how many hours have you accumulated on them? So my first most played game is The Sims 4, and I've accumulated 1,236 hours and 34 minutes, and that's in the span of now since 2019 September maybe. So it's been a long span period of time. But yeah, I play The Sims 4. It's my most played game. My second top most played game is GTA 5 or Grand Theft Auto 5, and I have 122.1 hours on that. And Steam does their hours a little bit different. That's why I'm saying dot, because I actually don't know. And then Stardew Valley is my third top most played game, and I have not 1,000, that's wrong, 118.4 hours on that game. As you can tell, I really like simulator games. But anyways, next question is, do you believe in luck, or do you think we make our own destiny? Now, these are my own opinions. I'm not necessarily saying you should believe in them or you have to believe in them, of course, but this is my own opinion, and I'm allowed to state my own opinion, so please do not hate on me. You can have your own opinions, you're allowed, but be nice in the comments if you comment something. So for me, I don't personally believe in luck necessarily. I believe the actions that you do towards someone or to something or life events that happen make up your life, right? Like, for example, I can be nice to someone and they can be nice back to me, and maybe they'll give me an opportunity. While if I did it like the total opposite way, where I was not nice or I was rude to that person's not going to like me and they're not going to give me an opportunity, right? So that's just like an example. Um, I definitely think if you are positive and you're happy and you do positive things towards people or towards choices in your life, that's going to do you good, which will then you will become lucky. While if you create negative relationships, friendships, work, colleagues, relationships in that way, or if you're just negative and you create uh, enemies or people who dislike you, that also won't work in your favor. So that's kind of like my take on that one. All right, you guys, the next question is, what inspired you to get involved with animal rescue volunteering? Now, for those who don't know, I do social media support with this nonprofit organization called Rescue Dogs Lebanon-Canada, and I'm going to put the link in the description as well as the donation page for them. But basically, this nonprofit organization is all ran by donations. There's no government funding, there's no funding from others except for all the donations. And basically, with the situation happening in Lebanon right now, a lot of animals are mistreated, dogs and cats. They mainly focus on those animals, but um, in Lebanon, a lot of animals are abused or they're mistreated or um, in suffering some way or another, as some people run over dogs there. It's a crazy situation. It's so hard to explain. But one of my dogs that my mom adopted, named Siki, his former name, or he was originally called Siki Tiny, my mom adopted him, I believe, 2 years ago, and he's from this organization. And since then, me and my mom's been helping with fundraising, doing social media, and etc., like helping make posts and stuff. We do something called Skip the Coffee each month, as some coffee can be expensive, and coffee in general, if you go out to like even Tim Hortons, Starbucks, etc., or even McDonald's, it can be $2, it can be $8, and basically each month we make a post and we post it. Instead of like buying a coffee, why don't you donate $8 or the amount of money for your coffee towards an animal or helping animals out? So that's what we do. That's what I do. So yeah, that's basically what um, I do. And I think for me, like making a difference either in something or someone's life makes me feel like a better person in general. I will put the link down below, as I said, to the organization page as well as the donation page. If you would like to donate each month for Skip the Coffee, you can. I'm not making it, but you can, and it would be very helpful for this organization. But anyways, next question is, what is the best advice that you've ever received? Now, I've received so much advice from my family, my mom, and it's all been very good. But the one that probably stands out the most to me is from my mother, and it's to be kind to everyone because you don't know what's going on in their life. And, it is definitely true. People can be angry because something's happening to them, or maybe someone important in their life is not doing well health wise, or maybe they just lost a dog or a cat. Who knows, right? So it's like you never know why people are angry at you, and it's going to correlate to the next question. What lesson have you learned working with different people? So most of my jobs, I've worked in customer service, working at customer service desk, um, as an inbound call agent. So I've done a lot of customer service jobs, and the advice my mom gave me definitely helps me in that sense. When working in customer service, you learn that customers who come in angry, trying to return something, or trying to get something resolved, they're frustrated, of course, because of the situation, but also because you never know. Maybe they got fired and they're at their job today, and they, or maybe as I said, like maybe someone passed away or something passed away that was really close to them, or maybe they're just having a really bad day and you never know, so you kind of have to be sympathetic in that way. And that's something that my mom has told me, and I correlate it to my everyday life. Even not working in customer service, you'll be kind to people because you hope that people will be kind back to you. Next question. What is one thing that always makes you laugh no matter what? Now, this might be a little gross for people, so I excuse you, but something that really makes me laugh is like farting. I know that sounds weird and gross, but I don't know, whenever that happens or those bodily functions happen, I always laugh because I think it's funny, but maybe people don't. Of course, I'm not going to do it with people I don't know. Well, you can laugh with your friends, you can laugh with people who are comfortable with that subject of topic of conversation, and you can laugh about it, and that always makes me laugh. Anyways, of course, I do not talk about that with other people that I don't know, okay? Just with people I'm comfortable with. Next question, and this is the second to last question, so the 19th question. What's one thing on your bucket list that you are determined to do? So my number one thing on my bucket list, I've traveled the east coast of Canada, but I haven't really explored the west coast. So something that I would love to do is go travel the west coast, go camping, like go travel and do camping at campsites. But I really specifically want to go to Banff during the fall in Alberta and explore Banff's National Park, explore what nature has to offer, but also do photography. That's something I really want to do. And I think something that I really want to do is take a photo of a moose. Yeah. I always make in the summer, and like, I don't know why the summer specifically, but I always make a list of things that I want to take photos of during the summer. Like last year, one of my top things was taking a photo of a frog, and I did. So, it's just something that I like to do for myself. All right, so the last question, last but not least, is kind of like in parts, but anyways, you'll understand. If you could give your younger self 5 pieces of advice or uh, like 5 words of wisdoms, what would it be? So my first one would be, don't keep people in your life who are making you upset or contributing to negative energy, stressed, people who don't listen, because I cherish my friendships and I cherish my relationships with my family, and when I have a loved one, I should say, and why would I want to keep that like around me? I like to try to be positive and I like to try to stay positive, but if I'm going to have people around me who are going to be negative, who are going to cause me stress, why would I want to stay? So that's one thing. You can try to help someone, but if they don't want your help, then don't continue to help them. I've wasted countless amount of time trying to help someone and they don't want my advice, so I just stopped. There's a saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, meaning you can help someone else. If they don't want it, then don't continue because you can't make them take your advice. So that's something that I would tell my younger self. Number 3 would be, things happen for a reason. Go with the flow. Don't have expectations, because if you have no expectations, you won't get upset. You won't be like, you won't be upset because, and this kind of correlates with relationships, with friendships, with work, breakups, life experiences, because whenever you create expectations, you just become disappointed if it doesn't turn out the way you wanted it to. So just go with the flow. Things happen for a reason. Don't have expectations. By the way, I'm moving right now because my hip is really hurting and I'm sitting crisscrossed and my knees cannot take that. So anyways, I'm moving a little bit. All right, so my number 4th piece of advice to myself would be, medication can help you, but it won't solve all your problems. Now, this is a personal thing for me because I've taken medicine since I was in grade 3 for my ADHD, because I was not getting any knowledge in my system in grade 3 in school and stuff. But I've always relied on medication to solve all my problems before. But you get a point in your life where you realize, or at least I realize, that medication is going to help me. It's going to help me be able to focus a little more, or it's going to be able to help me be calmer. But at the end of the day, it's your actions and it's your willpower to change and to make those changes and to help yourself, rather than you thinking your medication is going to do everything and solve everything, because it doesn't. My personal opinions, you can believe what you want. And then my last piece of advice would be, just be you. You don't need to change at all for anyone. because in the end, your friends who are truly your friends, your relationships who are truly there for you, will love you for who you are, how you are, the way you dress, how you act, than trying to act a certain way or trying to be someone else. And I've recently learned that in the past year, because I would always try to please people. I would always try to, do things to please others. But at the same time, it's like, if I tone down my hyperactivity, I go out with someone or something like that, they're going to figure that out in the long run. It's going to come out. I'm not going to hide it forever. So it's better to embrace it, show it, and, as I said, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So if they don't like that I'm hyper, or they don't like that I talk a lot, or they don't like how I am, then so be it. It's a loss for them, and it's a chance for me to, find someone else who, or, what I mean, like, that's an example, right? It is what it is, and those are the 5 words of wisdom I would tell myself. And that's all the questions that I have. Alright, you guys, so that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, you can like, you can comment, you can subscribe, and as I said, I will link it down, Rescue Dogs Lebanon-Canada's website, as well as their donation page if you would like to donate to the nonprofit organization and help with our Skip the Coffee campaign. And yeah, I will leave all my social medias down below as well. I'm also starting my gaming channel again, so I'll link that one down below on YouTube. And I'm hoping to start streaming on Twitch. I don't know if I will, specifically because our Wi-Fi isn't the best here, but we'll see. I'll also link my Twitch down below too for my gaming channel. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And for those who celebrate it, happy Family Day. That just passed on Monday. And I hope everyone had a great Valentine's Day on Friday the week beforehand. But yeah, anyways, I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye, guys.